High on the Tibetan Plateau, far from cities, roads, and modern life, stands a mountain unlike any other. It is not the tallest on earth. It is not the most dangerous. And yet, it is the most untouched. This is Mount Kailash. No one has ever officially climbed it. Not because they failed, but because they were never allowed to try. And the reason why lies somewhere between science, belief, and restraint. In 2001, reports began circulating that China had restricted activity around Mount Kailash. Rumors spread quickly. Stories of helicopters forced back, of satellite images raising alarms, of something hidden inside the mountain. But the truth is quieter and more complex. For millions, this is not a mountain. It is the axis of the world, a place where heaven and earth meet. China's decision was not driven by fear, but by religious preservation. Unlike Everest, Kailash was never meant to be conquered. Scientifically, Mount Kailash is remarkable. At 6,638 meters, it is lower than Everest. But from its surrounding region flow four of Asia's great rivers, each in a different direction. This phenomenon is explained by tectonic uplift, glacial melt, and ancient fault lines in the western Tibetan Plateau. Not magic, not design, but rare geography. Nearby lie two lakes, Lake Manasarova, freshwater, biologically active, Lake Rakshastal, saline, lifeless. Their stark contrast has inspired centuries of mythology. Science explains it simply. Different underground sources, different mineral compositions, different evaporation cycles. Extraordinary but natural. Visitors to the region often report strange experiences. Unusual lights at night, sounds that seem to come from nowhere, a feeling of disorientation, of unease. These stories travel fast, but when examined closely, they reveal something familiar. At extreme altitudes, thin air bends light differently. Ice crystals refract moonlight. Wind across rock faces creates low-frequency vibrations. The environment becomes a mirror, reflecting the mind back at itself. There is no verified evidence from NASA of artificial structures, energy beams, or gravity anomalies here. What exists instead is a landscape that amplifies perception. Some visitors describe a disturbing sensation. Hair growing faster, nails lengthening overnight. Time, they say, feels accelerated. But science offers clarity. Low oxygen alters metabolism. High ultraviolet radiation damages skin cells. Extreme fatigue distorts memory and perception. The body enters survival mode. This happens on many high-altitude expeditions worldwide. Not just here. True time dilation requires immense gravity or near light speed. Nothing on Earth, not even Mount Kailash, can produce it. Perhaps the most telling detail is not who failed to climb Mount Kailash, but who refused. Legendary mountaineer Reinhold Messner, the first man to summit Everest without oxygen, was once asked about Kailash. His answer was simple. Some mountains are meant to be climbed. This one is meant to be respected. Technically, Kailash is climbable. Morally, to many, it is not. Stories of monks reaching the summit, including Milarepa, are understood today not as physical ascents, but as spiritual metaphors, inner journeys, not geographic ones. So what remains? No alien civilizations, no hidden pyramids, no secret energy source buried inside the mountain. What remains is something harder to measure. A place where geology, belief, and human psychology intersect. A mountain that resists ownership. A reminder that not every frontier exists to be crossed. Mount Kailash does not challenge science, it challenges us. Is Mount Kailash just a mountain? Or is it proof that even in the modern world, there are places that ask us not to advance, but to pause, to observe, to respect, and to walk away unchanged, yet not untouched? I think Mount Kailash doesn't hide aliens. It doesn't hide secret machines. And it doesn't need science fiction to feel powerful. I think its real mystery is restraint. In a world where humans climb, drill, scan, and conquer everything, Mount Kailash stands untouched. Not because we can't reach it, but because Maybe for once, we chose not to. Do you believe Mount Kailash is just a mountain shaped by rare geology? Or do you think it represents something deeper? A boundary humans were never meant to cross. This is what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this documentary-style story, subscribe for more science-based mysteries, where belief meets evidence and mystery meets reality.